What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Rest Period After Dark. As you can see, we're one man short today. Matt Goggins he just got married, so he's on his honeymoon. So congrats to Matt Goggins. We'll save the shit talking of the Rams when he's back. But yeah, it's gonna be a good episode today. Week 8 of the NFL is done. I think we're going to try to make this one a quicker one. We're just going to talk about, our teams, the teams that we care about the most. But if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. We want to, see those subscriber numbers go up. We love the views. The views have been great, but if you guys could just drop a comment, tell us what you think of our takes. Leave a like. That would be great. If you're, if you like what you're seeing. Also, I don't think Kyle has a Rogan, but he does have a Killcliff drink, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So show off your Killcliff.
So we're going with a little different style tonight. And I have some Rogans for Hulk and I, so I'll be bringing that to him tomorrow. So don't worry, folks. All right, we're gonna be bringing it back, right?
Yeah, so we have an affiliate link which will flash on screen. It'll also be in the description. It's also in, if you follow us on Instagram, it's also in our bio. You use that link to order drinks. You'll get discounted beverages. So go check it out.
Yeah, get some Rogans. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's start talking football.
With that, let me pop this and let's talk football.
Woo! Pop the Killcliff. Pop it. That's too easy right there.
That's too easy. That's going to feel good tonight, all right?
That's too easy right there.
Hulk, can you just open us up and let's just go into the team that we should all talk about?
Yeah, I mean, we can just start it out right away with the Colts. They got the best record in the NFL, sitting at 7-1. We just played the Titans this week, so it was, a nice little easy game for our offense to show off its stuff. Jonathan Taylor is still proving that he's the best running back in the NFL. He got another game with 3 touchdowns this week. He's 1 touchdown shy from having the most touchdowns in a career for a Colts running back. He's tied with Edgerrin James right now. He's already got 14 touchdowns this season through 8 games. He's just an absolute machine. Danny Dimes still very reliable, getting it to our guys. Tyler Warren, Alec Pierce, Pittman, Downs. I mean, our offense is the most efficient in the NFL. We score on every drive. So, yeah, I mean, there's really not a whole lot to say. I mean, the Colts are just playing great football. This week, the Titans obviously don't have a great offense, so the secondary wasn't, really that much of a problem. But that's always been our biggest weakness. I think that's our biggest weakness this year is in our secondary, but we're starting to get some guys back. Kenny Moore has been back, which helps a lot. So our secondary is starting to get some of those guys back. And obviously our D-line is really good. Our offensive line is really good, best in the NFL. Daniel Dimes isn't getting sacked very much, and that's part of the reason why Jonathan Taylor is as good as he is this year. He's also a freak athlete, though. So, but yeah,
dude. I mean, so Jonathan Taylor, you said has 14 touchdowns and almost going to be right the most rushing touchdowns of any Colts player ever.
Of any Colts running back ever.
I mean, that's historic, man. Edgerrin James, Marshall Faulk, all these guys. Jonathan Taylor's breaking all these records. Well, about to break the record, right?
Right now he's tied. He's tied for number 1.
He's tied. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay. From an outsider looking in, we've talked a lot about this team on the podcast. Just a special year, Hulk. I don't, it's like they're pounding teams. I'm just, from an outsider's view, obviously I've taken an interest in them, but it's pretty special. They're beating teams by a lot. This isn't just like, hey, we won by 3, we won by 7, right? We're talking like pretty wide margins of victory, right? Your Jonathan Taylor's having an unbelievable year, historic year in my view, because not many guys have ever had this many touchdowns through 8 games, right? I mean, I think I saw a stat that I think he's on pace for the most touchdowns ever in the NFL season for a running back.
Yeah.
I think it's just like, and he's not. I mean, people are talking about him, but not enough, Hulk, right? I mean, I think people are not appreciating the greatness that he's displaying this year. And that's not even talking about, Indiana Jones, who you and I have really been talking a lot about, but what a comeback story on his end. But dude, um, I don't know quite as much about the Colts, but can I just say too, the ownership, the Jim Irsay story, you and I, we've talked about it a little bit, right? So his daughter, right, Hulk, Carly Irsay Gordon, she's the CEO now, right? So she comes in, her dad passes away, and Carly has done an unbelievable job. I mean, I think this is pretty spectacular. What's your opinion of her? I don't know as much about her, but I just think like she comes in, her dad passes away, and Jim Irsay was there with Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, right? A lot of these players. I think she's doing a great job. She's a CEO. She came in. She's a leader. She has done things that I've heard about as far as like going to meetings with coaches and players. But can you explain that more? Because that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean, um, obviously Jim Irsay has, I think, 3 daughters, that now they all have, like, some stake in the team, um, but, um, I honestly don't know her name. What's the CEO's name?
Uh, Carly Ursay Gordon. So she's got a married name, but
Carly, okay.
Carly,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, yeah, she's been the one that's been on the sideline a lot. She's the new CEO, but yeah, I mean, from everything I'm hearing is like the team loves her. She's obviously on the sideline for every home game. She shows up to their lifts and like lifts with them. She's like in the team meetings, like asking about like and trying to understand, like the strategies and like what they're trying to do. Um, and I think unlike maybe her predecessor, she's not micromanaging this team. Like she's letting Steichen, she's letting the coaches kind of run the show. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think it's nice because it really just like a lot of the players are saying it's really just like one big family. Like even like the owner of the team and everybody like that is like you know so invested in this team and going to the practices and the lifts and stuff. I don't think you can say that you see that in a lot of areas. So on a lot of other teams. So
It just seems special, man, right? I mean, you got your owner who wants to go to meetings and do all these things. It's pretty crazy to me. Like, yeah, I was hearing things about her going to meetings with coaches, which I was like, an owner is sitting in on coaches' meetings. Like, I'm a little bit like surprised by that, but it's in a positive way. I think it's like it's not in a negative way, right? It's she's allowing her coaches to do their jobs and to function, but definitely doing a good job of like helping her coaches as they need or helping players, kind of building a team chemistry and building a great culture, right? I mean, so and then okay, I'll go into the other sisters. So Casey Foyt is the middle sister. She's the owner and executive vice president. So she's involved with the team for a long time. Works in multiple roles, but she's in a little bit lesser role, but still like obviously involved with the team. And then you have Kaylin Jackson, who is more into what it says here is chief brand officer. So kind of doing a lot with your brand, the Colts brand. So she has a thing that I guess she has the team's mental health initiative called the Kicking the Stigma. I don't know if you've heard of that, Hulk, but yeah. So apparently these three are doing all these different things, and I'd say, man, you can tell me if I'm wrong. They're a bigger deal than the media is making a point of. I think they're making something happen over there, man. I think something very, very positive is happening behind the scenes. That team, like you said, is a family. but it starts from the top down, and you got to give that ownership group a great deal of credit for allowing the coaches to coach and the players to obviously be there, play the game, but have people to talk to. Yeah, I think that's a pretty cool deal, man. I haven't heard too much about owners of other teams, but this is one of those like Jim Irsay story. Obviously, we kind of talked about Jim Irsay when he passed away, but it's just one of those stories that kind of makes me smile. So I don't know. It's one of the coolest things that's going on in the NFL. Okay, the daughters took over the team; they're doing well. Jonathan Taylor, MVP candidate, right? Daniel Jones, MVP candidate. Tyler Warren having a great rookie season. I think he's close to leading the NFL tight ends and receiving yards. I had Michael Pittman on my fantasy team. He's balling out. He's having a good year. But yeah, you kind of go down the list, man. It's like people are finally like recognizing the Colts. Like now, all analysts on ESPN and Fox and all this, they're talking about the Colts now, right? But I think they're missing the whole story, Hulk, and I think that's kind of what we've been talking about, right? Like we've been hyping these guys up, but uh, there's just so much there, so much cool stuff going on, man. But
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. Obviously, I think if the fans got it their way, Jonathan Taylor would be the number one MVP pick right now. But obviously, that's the quarterback award. So, I mean, I'm gonna have to give it to Daniel Jones at this point. I mean, you know, I think part of getting the MVP though is like I know they're talking about Patrick Mahomes. They're talking about all these other guys, but like part of it too is like winning. Like record plays a factor. Like it's not all stats. Like I think Patrick Mahomes is having like a pretty good year on the stat sheet, but like most of the time the quarterback on the best team wins the MVP a lot of the time, or at least on a team that, is performing at a high level. So, I mean, I think Daniel Jones is definitely my number one choice for MVP if I had to give it to a quarterback, but if I didn't have to give it to a quarterback, I mean, Jonathan Taylor is having a monster year. Like you said, Tyler Warren having a monster year in his rookie season. Like I said, I've said this before. I mean, I think he's the steal of the draft. He's been great for us. But yeah, I mean, everything is just kind of working. Um, Obviously Daniel Jones has had rough seasons in the past, but I've always felt like, at least with the Colts, that we had a good supporting cast. Like we have good receivers, we have a good running back, we have an elite offensive line, we have a solid defense, and we really just needed a quarterback to take us to that next level. Because I mean, we were just over 500 or almost making the playoffs with quarterbacks that weren't that good. And that was a lot to do with the fact that we had a great supporting cast around us. So now that we finally have a quarterback that can run the offense efficiently, it's no surprise to me that we're seeing the results that we're seeing. And I think we're going to make a run this year. I think the more we win, the more my expectations become Super Bowl, or I'm disappointed. But no, it's a good season. I think we're going to continue to see success. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of people saying that we haven't really been tested yet, and I think in a lot of ways it's probably true. Um, with the exception of the Rams and the Broncos, and maybe even the Broncos weren't as good as
I was gonna
probably as
say,
they were expected to be.
well, they're 6-2. They're leading the AFC West, so
Yeah,
I think the Colts have proven now that they've won this many games or this far in the season, they've dominated opponents. I was trying to make this point last week a little bit. Like it's gotten to the point where they're dominating teams, and I don't care if they're good or bad teams at this. Like the Broncos are 6-2. They beat the Broncos, and I know it was on a kind of a flimsy call. Who cares? Again, I mean, I guess they won, right? So we'll move on. And I get it. They lost to the Rams. You and I have said this how many times? Like they should have won that game. Um, but the Rams are solid on the record side. But I think the Colts are the clear number one team in the NFL right now. And and we really need to get that message out because I think people are still kind of hating on them. But um, dude, I'm telling you right now, JT should be the MVP of the league. I get people want the quarterback to win it. I get that people are like, no, this is not a running back award, but he's having that special of a year. It's like when Jamar Chase had a special year, like with just insane numbers, and receivers never win that award. And he didn't win, but he was in the conversation. I think Jonathan Taylor is having that kind of year where you have to talk about him in the MVP conversation. Like you can't, you know what I mean? Like you can't leave him out of that conversation at this point, which most people want to. Yeah, it's a quarterback award most times. It's only the running back can win it if they have a year that's so special that blows people's minds. And no quarterback is having a crazy year. And I think some quarterbacks are having really good years, but Jonathan Taylor's having like a historical year. So I think you got to give him a shot. I think he's a top 3 guy right now. Indiana Jones has to be in the conversation too. Yeah, like you said, he's on the best team, the best record. So I don't know, man. If we're gonna make a push, it's got to be Jonathan Taylor and Indiana Jones have to be in the conversation. I'm gonna fight for the JT's got to be the MVP right now. If I gave the award today, what player in the NFL is more valuable than Jonathan Taylor? I just don't think there's another guy that's now. I get we're 8 games in, so let's keep carrying this, right? But if he scores like 24 touchdowns, Hulk, like I can't give it to someone else. Like if he keeps carrying the torch like he is right now, I'm giving him the award. I don't care. The NFL can give it to someone else, but dude, if he scores that many touchdowns, I'm not giving it to a quarterback. That's Jonathan Taylor's award. That's what I'm going to say right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that Jonathan Taylor is the clear MVP favorite. It's just historically been the quarterback award. So if I had to give it to a quarterback, I would give it to Danny Dimes. But if I had to give it to who I actually think deserves it the most, I would give it to Jonathan Taylor. I mean, he's just having that kind of year. So I 100% agree.
Should Rest Period After Dark hand out the MVP award? Right,
I think so. I think so.
I think we're the
Yeah.
clear cut decision makers of the NFL now. I mean, this is pretty
Yeah.
clear.
Well, this is the second year in a row that a running back should have won the reward. Like last year, Saquon Barkley should have won the MVP.
Agreed. Yeah, and he
So
didn't. He
it's
should have.
like that's what I mean. It's just a quarterback award. So it's probably going to go to a quarterback again this year, and I hope it's Daniel Jones. So
So when
that's
I
my
think
that's my take.
let's look at this quick. I think Derrick Henry won the MVP. What year was that? Okay. Sorry, doing some live. Who was last running back to win MVP? I thought it was Derrick Henry. What year was that? No, geez, I thought Derrick Henry might have gotten it just with the monster years he's had, but it was Adrian Peterson in 2012 when he rushed for 2,097 yards and carried the team to the playoffs. And guess what his number? So he won the MVP Hulk. He had 2,097 yards. Guess how many touchdowns he had that year? The MVP of the league.
Who was it? It was
Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson. Oh, I think I know it. It's like 27 or 29.
He had 2,097 yards and 12 touchdowns.
Oh, I was way off.
No,
I thought he had more touchdowns.
dude. So you're telling me right now that Jonathan Taylor has, didn't you say 14 touchdowns?
Yeah, he's got 14 touchdowns.
He has more touchdowns than Adrian Peterson had in his MVP year.
And that's just rushing touchdowns. He's got like 1 or 2 passing touchdowns too. Receiving touchdowns.
Jonathan Taylor's the MVP of the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, if you're telling me he's on pace not only for over 2,000 yards rushing, he already has more touchdowns than the last running back that won MVP.
Yeah, here. I'll pull up his stats for the year.
Yeah, let's talk on the specific stats quick because, dude, if he's on pace, and I think he's on pace for more yards than Adrian Peterson had that year, and they have the best record in the NFL, I don't know who can debate us that Jonathan Taylor is the MVP. You know what I mean? Like I get the whole quarterback thing, but
Yeah, he's got 12 touchdowns. I thought he had
rushing,
14, but he's got
rushing.
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 12 rushing touchdowns. And he's got 850 yards. So he's almost at 1,000 yards already. Um, running the ball. He's first in the NFL in every stat except for average yards per carry. That's the only stat that he's not in first place in. He's got the most touchdowns, the most yards, and the most carries.
How many total
Um,
touchdowns? Because he has receiving touchdowns too, I think.
yeah, he's got 14 total
So
touchdowns right now.
14 total touchdowns.
Yep,
Adrian
14.
Peterson, he had 12 touchdowns that whole year. uh,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. What else do we have to say here? I mean, it's like,
it's ridiculous.
well,
Jonathan Taylor is just having one of those years. I mean, and the thing is, it's like I think a lot of it has to do like Jonathan Taylor is obviously a freak athlete,
yeah,
but it's also like our offensive line. Our offensive line is like insane this year.
yeah.
Like even Daniel Jones is like the least sacked quarterback in the NFL right now. So our offensive line is carrying a lot of the load.
Yeah.
But also, you just have that paired with the fact that Jonathan Taylor is just like dude's like he's good for like one or two like 80-yard rushing touchdowns a game.
Can you? I know people might have watched the game when he went up that left sideline and scored a touchdown. Can you explain that play, Hulk? I kind of saw it. I was not watching the game. I'm sorry, I wasn't watching the game. I saw
Yeah,
it
I
after
mean,
the fact. Can you just explain that play quick? Because I was like, "Holy crap, that play was amazing."
it was a run. It was just like a run, like sort of up the middle, but kind of to the left to the sideline. He had a massive hole, so like the offensive line, like I said, made a big hole for him. He got into open field and he just like outran people. He outran like a couple guys. One guy was like kind of on him, and he just like said, "Get off of me," and tiptoed up. Like I don't know how he stayed in bounds. He was like tippy toeing on the sideline, and then as soon as he got separation, I mean, dude was gone. So
Dude,
he's just so fast and so physical. Like,
it's crazy. I mean,
yeah, he's ridiculous.
all right, that's my take tonight. I think I'm taking Jonathan Taylor's my MVP. I completely took it off the quarterbacks. I had my quarterback takes. Yeah, I'm going Jonathan Taylor. And I saw that run on replay. I'm like, this guy's in another world. He looked like Saquon was last year, right? Saquon had a great year last year. Jonathan Taylor's having a better year, I think, right? Like he's actually having a better total statistical year just because of the touchdowns. The production is crazy. Like that many touchdowns through 8 games. I'm pretty sure it's historic. I can't remember. I think they were saying that it was like tied for the most touchdowns by a running back through this many games through an NFL season ever. I'd really like to track that number through the season and see if he breaks the NFL record because he's on track. He could break the NFL record for most touchdowns by non-quarterback, and I think that's definitely possible. So that's kind of where my
Yeah,
head's at, man. I just think this guy's having that special year that we got to give kudos to, and offensive line, like you said, they're running the ball effectively because their offensive line's opening holes, but then Daniel Jones is hitting the throws too. So it's just working. You know what I mean? Like everything's working. Everything looks good. Yeah, I just think they're a scary team right now, and I think they play the Steelers this week. So I'd really like to see them go into Pittsburgh, and the Packers just kind of gave it to Pittsburgh, but I would not say it was a landslide victory by any means. But I want to see what Indianapolis does to Pittsburgh. I want to see them win by like 4 touchdowns, and then that kind of cements them as like, okay, this team is, you know what I mean. This team is the team. So that's what I would like to see. I'd like to kind of finish it off. Okay, now we're 8-1. We proved we beat the Denver Broncos. We pounded the Steelers, and that kind of solidifies their number 1 spot. That's where I'm at with the Colts. I think.
yeah. I actually think our biggest tests going down the stretch, the second half of the season. I want to see them pound the Chiefs. We got a game in November against the Chiefs.
Is
I
that
want to
at
see them.
Kansas City or is that Indianapolis?
It's at Arrowhead, so
Oh,
it's
I
in
love it.
Kansas City.
I love it.
So
Okay.
I want to see them pound the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I want to see them pound the Seahawks. The Seahawks are good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like honestly, the Seahawks. I think people are still sleeping on the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are going to be really good.
Not Hulk and I. But
Um,
Hulk and I aren't sleeping on them, man.
we're not sleeping on them, but Goggins is sleeping on them.
Goggins be
Um,
sleeping.
he's hyping up the Rams. That's why.
He's too
But
busy
yeah,
on his honeymoon or something. I don't know.
yeah. Steelers, Chiefs, Seahawks. I think are our biggest tests. The rest of these games down the stretch, I mean, they should be wins. I mean, potentially the 49ers, just because if
Yeah.
they can keep CMC healthy,
Yeah.
if Brock Purdy stays healthy and
Yeah.
comes back. I don't know if they have some guys on their defense they're going to start trickling back. We kind of play them late in the year, so
Yeah.
it could potentially be a tough game. But yeah, other than that, I think we're 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 you know on pace to have a 12, 13, 14 win season. So
For sure. I mean, you're probably the one seed. I mean, the way it's playing out, you got to beat
yeah,
the Chiefs. The Chiefs are, yeah, I agree with you. I think that's kind of the fun. Let's go to Arrowhead and win that game kind of thing. But
yep,
dude, if Daniel Jones goes in there and puts up 3 tutties and Jonathan Taylor 2 tutties and they win by 2 touchdowns, I mean, that's what the NFL like media is always going to be like, right? Until you beat Mahomes or until you beat this team, you're not very good. You're just hyped up. But dude, you and I have watched football long enough, and I've coached it, and I've known like when you're beating teams every freaking week by multiple touchdowns, Hulk. It's the NFL. Like I don't care if it's technically a bad team on paper. The Colts are really good, so it's like people can say all this stuff, but like they lost to the Rams on a fluke play. Let's be honest. Like, and we know that, but they have one loss. They could easily be undefeated right now, and they're pounding teams. And my Packers, Bills, the Bills pounded the Panthers this week, but like they haven't necessarily pulled away like the Colts have. And believe me, the Packers have played lesser opponents, right? The Bills have played lesser opponents, so that's what I like about the Colts, right? They're proving to everyone, like even against that lesser opponent, we can kind of dominate them and not let off the gas. There's signs of greatness, right? And it reminds you a lot of Peyton Manning teams, I think, where they kind of kept pounding on these teams and never stopped the whole game, and that's a sign of really good things to come, I think, because only a great team does that. Hulk. Most teams in the NFL play 3 good quarters. They slack off for a quarter. I don't care who it is. The Colts have really not done that too much. So I think you got something special, man. I think that's maybe the biggest separator of the Colts versus go down the list, right? I mean, I guess you put the Chiefs in that discussion, the Patriots, the Bills on the AFC side, the Broncos. Yeah, I think the Colts are clearly the best team and they pound the teams they should win against. So I don't know what other argument we can make for them, but
yeah. There's two more stats that I think really just show how good this Colts team is. Daniel Jones is now number 3 on all-time quarterbacks to lead the Colts to the most points through the first 8 games of the season. He's number 3. Um, the only person that is ahead of him is the same guy twice, and it's Johnny Unitas.
oh my
He
goodness,
he beat Peyton Manning. He beat Andrew Luck. Most points
that's
that a
incredible,
Colts team has scored um,
man.
ever since Johnny Unitas. So it's incredible. And then, the other stat is right now we basically broke the record this year for the most points scored per game um, by any team through the halfway point of the season. So like we're even scoring more points per game per possession than the I don't remember when the Patriots went undefeated,
Yep,
but
yep, yep. I
that
know.
like
Yep, yep.
Patriots team that went
Yeah,
undefeated and went to the Super Bowl, we're
Randy
scoring more
Moss
points
and
than them.
Brady.
Yeah,
Oh,
per
dude,
game, per possession.
I think all the stats and all the observations and all the talk we've had, this team is a Super Bowl team. There's not really a question. I think Hulk and I see it. Goggins sees it. He said it as well. So I think it's clear as day. Let's just keep this team healthy, right? Let's keep moving forward. Keep winning some big games. But everything is spelling to me that they are an elite team, right? And it's right now they're the number one team in the NFL by power rankings for rest period after dark. At least if we're putting out our power rankings, I think they're the clear cut number one team, right? Um, yeah. Anything else you're thinking, Hulk? Or those stats are incredible, by the way. Thank you. I didn't know that. Anything else
Yeah,
you got?
I don't really have a whole lot else to say. I think you hit the nail on the head with just what you were saying about just how we're winning these games. Like, yeah, we haven't played very many teams that might be considered good this year or like strong this year, but it's like we don't make the schedule. So it's like all we can do is play the team they put in front of us, and we're dominating these teams. Like we're scoring 30, 40 points every game. So I mean, I think it's clear that the Colts are the best team in the NFL. And until another team can come and prove that we're not, I think that's just what we're going to have to say. The Colts are the best team in the NFL. So I think we can end the Colts talk with that. Segue over to the Bills.
Yeah, yeah. Bills work for me. Um, yeah, Hulk. I wish the Bills story was quite like the Colts here. I definitely feel like Josh Allen is playing well, but he's just not as consistent as I'd like to see. They beat the Panthers 40-9. I feel good about that. I'm not going to sit here as a fan and not say I'm happy about it. Of course, it was the previous 2 weeks that we had played that I'm just like, unlike the Colts, right? Like the Bills they've fallen to their opponent's level multiple times this year, and we've talked about this a little bit, but that's what I respect about the Colts, and I'm being serious when I say the Bills right now. They did a great job against the Panthers, so let's take that game out. Before that game, I felt like they were just playing to their opponent's level, and they were barely beating teams that you're like, this team's terrible, right? Like, what's going on? And then we lost to the Patriots, which I know the Patriots are not bad. And it's just one of those things where I continually get surprised by the Bills' level of play, because they're such a good team. They should be like the Colts right now. They should be at the same level, in my opinion. But the thing that we don't have for the Bills, and I've now dissected a little bit more, we don't have an elite wide receiver. Like we don't have Michael Pittman. We have a pretty good tight end. Actually, we have a pretty good tight end in Dalton Kincaid. But I think actually Tyler Warren's more athletic and makes more plays and does more things. So we don't have a Jonathan Taylor. We have James Cook, and I think James Cook is really, really solid. But he's a different player than Jonathan Taylor. He's more multi-dimensional,
Yeah, and
more of a scat back. You know what I'm saying?
he
He
had
had
a
a monster
monster
game.
game.
He had a
Monster
monster
game this
game.
week.
Yeah, and Hulk, he's on your fantasy team. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But he's been kind of sporadic. Like he hasn't had the year that Jonathan Taylor's had. He's had a good year, but we can't put him in the same conversation as JT. But I think James Cook, after this week, he had a great game, right? 212 yards, 2 touchdowns. Really happy with that. Josh Allen was solid. But I still don't think we have quite the arsenal of receivers that we need. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. I'm definitely seeing how the Colts, they're going to be a thorn in the side, right? Like they're going to be tough on the Bills. They're going to be tough on the Chiefs because everyone's still kind of saying the Bills Chiefs. But I think the Colts are in that conversation now. Like I just said, I think they're the number one team in my power rankings. So they've definitely shifted my views, and I will say the defense for the Bills is a bit of a liability, right? Like we've played some teams that have taken advantage of us. We can't stop the run against physical backs very well. And, I'll be honest too, Derrick Henry and the Ravens probably should have beaten us in week 1. we escaped somehow, so we have 2 losses. I'm not mad about 5-2. That's not bad. But I definitely see some flaws, right? It's a flawed team. It has definitely some work to do, but the fact they kind of pounded the Panthers had actually been playing well. It brings me some hope. Maybe they're playing a little bit better now. Maybe they got on their bye week. They came out of the bye week with a new plan. But yeah, the Bills are still kind of, they're not elite yet, Hulk. I gotta say it that way. They're not the elite team that I was hoping. They're progressing. I think they're progressing. I think they're getting better. But I need to see more. I need to see like 3 or 4 more weeks of what I just saw. But the Colts are clearly a better team, in my opinion, right now, today. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I think the Bills, obviously, they were my favorite to win the AFC before the season starts. Um, I think when you have Josh Allen as your quarterback, there's always hope for a great season. Um, yeah, I think the Bills have always kind of suffered from playing down to competition. I think that's just been something that they've struggled with over the past few seasons, at least that I've seen. Um, especially against the Chiefs in the playoffs. Like, there's just some years where, like, they shouldn't have even. It probably shouldn't have even been a close game with the Chiefs. Like, they were clearly the better team going in, and they just weren't able to perform on the day. But I think you're sitting at a respectable. I think you're 5-2.
5-2, yeah.
Yeah, you're sitting at a respectable 5-2. I mean, you're going to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
I think they're only going to get better as the year goes on. Um, I think it's good, like you said, that they took a couple body shots, a couple body blows, couple uppercuts early in the year,
Yep.
so
Yep.
maybe they can kind of get that out of their system and really hit it strong down the stretch. Um, but yeah, I mean, the way I see it right now in the AFC, is I see really 4 teams, or like 3 to 4 teams that potentially are going to win the AFC right now. And that's the Bills, the Chiefs, the Colts, and the Patriots.
Can I add the
Um,
Broncos? Can I add the Broncos? Or you're not
you can
not
throw the
too?
Broncos in there too. The Broncos are in there too.
I'll just, for my own sake, I'll throw Broncos in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Broncos too. Yeah, I think you can throw those guys in there too. I think those are the teams right now. I think the Colts are the favorite. The Bills are probably in that 2 spot right now.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I hope.
probably the Chiefs. Probably the Chiefs at 3.
Chiefs are scary, man. They're. I
Yeah,
think. I think they're winning right now. I can't tell actually what's the
yeah.
score.
I have no idea,
They were up
but
21-7 the last time I saw.
yeah. I mean, the Bills got a date with the Chiefs next week.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting game to see.
Well, it's a prove it game, right? I mean, we were just
Yep.
talking about the Colts. We'd love to see the Colts go in and beat Kansas City.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, the Bills. You're spot on. I think the last 5 seasons, and I've had one year where I'm like AFC Championship game. The Bills are going to the Super Bowl. Let's go, baby! Only to be like, just devastated because the Chiefs, they have been stifling for the Bills, and it's just like I can actually see where the Colts offense is such a like it's so good that they could give the Chiefs some issues. I actually see that where the Chiefs usually can give a team grief because they blitz a lot and their offense is obviously really good. Where the Colts offense is special, like it's not even in the Bills are really good, Hulk, but like the Colts offense is special, right? Like we're talking about a different level. I think the Bills are going to be trouble for the Colts and the Chiefs. I just haven't seen the team yet that's making me feel like that's a Super Bowl team. I said they're going to the Super Bowl too. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the full arsenal, but that doesn't mean it can't happen, right? So yeah, it's always a progression. It's always like, is this team getting better? I think they're getting better. I think they're actually, yeah, they took some shots, broke a rib or two. They're feeling like Rocky. They're feeling like Rocky right now. Like they're going to come back. But the Colts kind of feel like, okay, they're the favorite right now. The Chiefs also feel like they're coming back pretty strong. So those three teams are the top three teams in my head there. The Broncos are right there. I think the Broncos are pretty tough. I'm not saying the Patriots are a pretender, but I think they're a little bit overhyped. They played a really good game against the Bills. I'll give them a lot of credit, but I think they're going to come back to earth a little bit. I don't think they're quite what we're thinking. But yeah, those four teams in my head, those are clear favorites. Just to say one more thing about the Bills, I will say on their defensive side, they have some guys on the edge that are making plays. They have Joey Bosa, he's not young by any means, but he's a veteran. He makes plays when he has to, and he's actually rated pretty well this year. And Greg Russo is also a really good guy off the edge. So if there's any saving grace for the Bills, they have a lot of edge players that can make a lot of plays. And I'm a sucker for teams that have that, right? The Colts have Letu, who I think is really elite. The Bills have two guys that are like in that upper echelon of guys. So, both teams have guys that can get after the quarterback, and that makes a difference. And that's maybe an area where like the Chiefs have really good players, but they don't have that guy. So maybe that's where we get him this year. Maybe it's the Colts get him in the playoffs, or maybe the Bills get him in the playoffs. That's my hope is the Chiefs get beat early in the playoffs. Bills don't have to worry about the Chiefs. And then it'd be fun if it was Colts Bills in the AFC Championship. That'd be pretty ideal in my world because I'm so sick of the Chiefs. But no, I think both teams they have elite edge rushers, and I think that makes a difference, right? Because to close a game out, you need that guy, right? You need that guy off the edge that's going to make that one play. And I actually think the Colts and the Bills have a little bit better edge rusher. Even in their depth, I think they're better than the Chiefs. So maybe that's where we get them. Maybe that's the one advantage where somehow we pull it off this year, and the Chiefs are dethroned, and someone else takes it. That's where I'm going to go with it. I think one of us, the Colts or the Bills, is going to dethrone the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, I think in years past, kind of what the Chiefs were able to do. I really haven't watched many of their games. I know they've won their last like two or three here, but what they were able to do when they were winning Super Bowls is their offense was so explosive and they were scoring on every drive to where it's like teams couldn't really make mistakes. Like if you made a mistake, you were going to lose because they were going to score on every drive. So you either kept up or you got run over. And right now I'm really seeing that in the Colts this year. Our offense is so explosive that even if our defense gives up 20 points, like we're scoring 40, 30, 38. Teams make one mistake and it's like we put the game out of reach very quickly. So yeah, I mean, I think the Bills are going to have problems with the Colts, quite honestly. Similar problems what they've had with the Chiefs in years past, just because, I know the Bills are capable of doing the same thing on offense, but we've seen it in these games with the Chiefs when they were the same way. Um, Normally, when you have two explosive offenses like that, it just takes one team to make one mistake and they lose the game. And unfortunately, it's been the Chiefs the Bills making those mistakes. Um, but who knows? I mean, it's football. It's any given Sunday. Every year's a new year, maybe. But yeah, I think definitely the Chiefs, Bills, and Colts are my top three right now in the AFC. And yeah.
And it'd be fun to see Colts Bills in that AFC Championship.
Oh yeah. Oh
Indiana
yeah.
Jones versus Josh Allen.
I still think it would be. I still think it would be cool to see Colts Rams Super Bowl,
Yeah.
just so that me and Goggins can get after it. But no, yeah, the Rams. I mean, the Rams are starting to like show up in a lot of people's power rankings right now. I mean, the Rams are good,
Yeah.
so I'll give it to Goggins. The the Rams are
I'm
good.
not giving
Matthew
shit to
Stafford.
Goggins. Nope. I'm not giving
Yeah, the
nothing to that
Rams.
guy.
You know what? Never mind. The Rams suck. All
Thank
these
you.
all these people, they don't know what they're saying.
Stafford, get
Matthew
your
Stafford's
walker
gonna
out.
get Matthew
Old
Stafford's gonna
head.
get hurt.
Old head, get out of here.
Yeah, come on. Matthew Stafford's gonna get hurt. They're gonna have a losing season down the stretch. You
Yep.
know, they're gonna be like if they do make the playoffs, they're gonna lose in the first round.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's
Like
clear. Pretty clearly.
we already know this.
Pretty clearly
So,
observable from the
but
analyst booth up here for Hulk and I. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I was at Goggins' wedding and I was screaming at him, Stafford sucks. Get his walker. Goggins looked back. He's like, man, that guy's crazy. Anyways,
yeah,
I think so. What I've been seeing a lot of is the Rams in the top 10. I agree, Hulk. I've been seeing this. I've been seeing a lot of the Seahawks in the top 5 in the power rankings. So I think the Seahawks they're a better team than the Rams. The Rams are not bad. I've been saying this. They're on the edge of the playoffs, maybe in the playoffs, but they're not a top team. But the Seahawks are legit, and Sam Darnold's
yeah,
legit. I think you and I have been saying that for now, what, 8 straight weeks? I mean, it's the same story, right? It's like,
yeah,
but the NFL, like in the power rankings, I'm seeing a lot of the Seahawks in the top 5 because like people know, Mike McDonald's a great defensive coach. And they've been doing some good things. But it's funny. It's like Matt Stafford is a good quarterback. Sam Darnold's really good. Brock Purdy we like, right? 49ers, we think he's really, really talented. So that division's brutal, man. But if I can, let's just quickly look at the NFC North because, maybe the last thing we do, let's look at the NFC North. I don't want to just talk about the Packers, but I want to kind of look at like, okay, what's going on? Like the Colts are pulling away from their division. I guess we kind of forgot to mention like what the Colts have a pretty
the
hefty lead, right? Like,
yeah. Right now, the Colts are 7-1, and I think the Jags might have lost again this week.
yeah,
Um, yeah, they did. So we're 3 games up on the second place team.
man. Okay, so that
Yeah,
race is almost over, which is
yeah.
like that's incredible, by the way. So your
Sorry,
divisions,
we're really 2.5 games up because the Jags
yeah, yeah,
have their
yeah.
bye already.
I got you.
But
I got
yeah,
you. Yeah,
whatever.
but
It's still a pretty. It's going to be hard for them to overcome a 2.5 game lead.
it's a hefty lead, right? Um,
Yep.
so I'm the Packers. Let's go to the team that I care about. They're not in a runaway division
More than
by
the Bills? You care about
yeah.
them more than the Bills?
Let's call it equal. Okay, let's call it
Yeah.
equal. Packers later in my life, Bills earlier in my life. I like both a lot. Um, I think so. The Packers are not in a runaway division, Hulk. And you've said this many times. You like the Lions. I think the Lions are really good. So
Yeah.
we're in a division that I'm clearly gonna say is not a runaway, right? Like it's not going to be a runaway division. The
Not at
Packers
all.
are going to have to fight. They're going to have to fight and claw to get through that division. But the thing that I like is the Vikings look terrible, and the Bears lost kind of an interesting game to the Ravens, which I was surprised actually. I thought so. My expectation coming into this weekend, I thought the Bears would win. I thought they'd
Yep.
beat the Ravens, and they lost. So that actually set back the NFC North pretty bad because obviously the Lions and Packers everyone views as really good teams, but
Yep.
everyone's like, okay, Bears, Vikings, what do we got here? Those teams have actually just fallen out of the race, in my opinion. Not the Bears aren't officially out of the race, but
Yeah.
when you're 4-3 and you lose to the Ravens with their backup, no, there's a third string quarterback, Tyler Huntley. They lost to the third string quarterback of the Ravens.
Yeah.
I just
The Lions are a tie behind.
yeah yeah no really they are.
For
So
for all for all intensive purposes, the Lions and the Packers have the same record.
yeah. Well, the tie is weird, right? Because it doesn't count as anything. So like
Yeah.
when percentage wise, it's
So
weird.
pretty much the Packers are only winning the division right now because they beat the Lions once.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why.
And they only have one
Um.
and only have one loss. So like
Yep.
actually if they have the same record as the Colts, so if they're 7-1-1 and the Colts are 7-1, it's the same winning percentage, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Which is like that tie looks weird, and we've talked about this. It's just a weird thing, right? Like, who the hell wants to tie? No one. Um, but it's clear as day that okay, the Bears are not great. Okay, they lost to the Ravens. Everyone was hyping up the Bears and Ben Johnson, and I do respect him. But I think he's doing a great job. But that team's not gonna. They're not gonna go to the playoffs. The
Yeah,
Vikings
I
have
think
clearly fallen off, right? Like they're not gonna make a run this year. So now you're just talking Lions versus Packers.
yeah.
And it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be a freaking fight. And, I'm not going to say it's not over by any means, right? Like that's a really hard, it's a really hard battle for the number one spot in the NFC, which right now the Packers are the number one seed, same as the Colts in the AFC. But the Lions are on their tail, obviously. I mean, I think they're pretty good. So it's just one of those interesting divisions that I thought Bears would be 5-2. Like I thought they were winning that game, no problem. They freaking lose and kind of a big upset. So that kind of triggers some interesting things. But I know you're gonna say something. Sorry.
No, I mean I was mostly going to agree with you. I think the Bears are not a bad team. I just think they're a mid team in a tough division. So I do think the Vikings, um, I think they're a step back from the Bears for sure. But the thing that's weird about the Vikings is they're kind of like the Colts in a lot of ways over the last few years, where it's like last year they had Sam Darnold and they were amazing. Now they don't have their quarterback anymore, but they have all the supporting cast. So they love their receivers, they love their running back, they love their defense, but they don't have a quarterback. I think that's the biggest thing with the Vikings right now is they just don't have a quarterback that can run the offense.
And they had Daniel Jones on their team last year.
Yeah,
Yeah. So why didn't they keep him? I mean,
that's a great question. I don't know how you have a season like that, like last year, and then you get rid of the quarterback that made it possible.
I just
It doesn't
you
make
had
any
Daniel
sense.
Jones, you had Sam Darnold on your roster, and now I don't get
Yeah,
it. Anyways, I
and
just
now and now the two quarterbacks that were on your roster are now on winning football
on
teams.
really good teams. They're really good. So
Yeah,
I don't understand that, Hulk. Like you had Daniel Jones. You had like okay, I get like Sam Darnold. I get it. You don't want to pay him all this money. Sign Daniel Jones, right?
yeah,
Like what are we doing? Like anyways, the Vikings. You're spot on. If they just would have signed a quarterback, they'd be dangerous, but they're not. Right? They don't have a quarterback. They look bad. Um, if I can just dissect a little bit the Packers, I know I talk too much about the Packers, but um, I'll tell you
no, go
this:
ahead.
Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. He is a bad man. He
Yeah,
put like he made it tough, man. Like the first half, I thought we were going to lose that game because the Steelers were just like matriculating the ball down the field. My old term for football, matriculating that ball down the field. They were kicking long field goals. The Packers couldn't seem to find a rhythm on offense. And we've been talking a lot about that, Hulk, like just not finding rhythm. And you're talking a lot about the Colts and how they just kind of like their firepower is awesome. It's so special. In the first half, dude, we looked terrible. Like the Packers couldn't do anything. And I think a lot of people noticed like we're just not showing up in certain quarters, man. And it's very annoying, right? Because the Colts don't do that. Um, so yeah, I guess the Packers can come away from the first half and say we got lucky because man, we were down, we were not playing well. Hulk, we missed two field goals in the first half, and it's
yeah.
like we just couldn't do anything offensively. We couldn't stop them
Mm-hmm.
defensively, and then
Yeah.
bam, second half happens, and we just go wild. We go wild. Aaron
Jordan Love.
Rodgers, well,
Jordan
Jordan
Love
Love,
throws 4 touchdown passes, 400 yards.
dude, he
Jordan
just
Love
went
had a freak game.
he went crazy, but it took him
Yeah.
until the second half, Hulk. It was like,
Yeah, I was watching this game because funny
yeah,
story
yeah,
about my fantasy team this week. Um, I had so on my fantasy team, I have Justin Herbert, and I have Lamar. Those are my quarterbacks. And Herbert was playing on Thursday night. Lamar was still in the questionable status, but like when you clicked on it to like look like sort of like, the context around it, all the way up until like Saturday night, they were like, Lamar's gonna play. Lamar's gonna play. He's gonna get that healthy designation anytime. And literally like the night before, they're like, nope, he's not playing. So I got screwed because I didn't start Herbert on Thursday night. He scored like 30 points on Thursday night. So that I just left that on my bench. So I had to make an emergency pickup on the waiver wire. I picked up Aaron Rodgers.
You
He
picked
ended
up
up
the
doing
bad man. The
I picked
bad
up I
man.
picked up the bad man. A-Rod was my starting quarterback, and he did pretty well. I mean, he had a couple touchdowns.
Yeah.
He threw for like 250 yards. So,
Yeah.
I mean, not as good as Herbert, but I can't complain. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was watching this game though because I was interested in how Aaron Rodgers was doing, and
Yeah.
it seemed like both teams were kind of slow
Yeah,
off of the
dude.
starting blocks.
Yeah.
Like I think in the first quarter, like what was like 3-6. Like there
Yeah.
wasn't a lot of
It was a
touchdowns in the
boring,
first quarter.
boring game. I mean, they're kicking field
Yeah.
goals. They're pounding field goals on us, man. And
And then the Steelers started to look
yep.
like they were going to pull away going into halftime. And then obviously, like you said, Jordan Love just like, he just like, I don't know, he awakened the beast.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Went beast mode in the
so
second half.
that's what's interesting about the Packers. And and let's use the Colts as a great example. They're scoring historic points, right? They're consistently dominant on offense. They play pretty good defense. Like they're not the best defense in the NFL, but they're holding teams down pretty well. Okay, so the first half, we play good defense. We don't give them, obviously 25 points, but we gave them enough points where it's like, okay, our defense isn't very good, Hulk. Like it was like everything was just kind of working against us in the first half. And then, dude, it's like in the second half, you snap your fingers and everything just changed. We turned into a dominant team. We basically dominated Aaron Rodgers the rest of the game. And, we actually physically outdueled them. We were more physical on the offensive line, defensive line. We dominated from pass rush win rates. They couldn't throw it over the top. They weren't hitting throws over our corners. It's like, where was this team in the first half? Because they were hitting us over the top a little bit. They were, they were making those plays that I'm like, I've been talking about this for weeks. Second half didn't happen. It all just disappeared, Hulk. And our offense, Jordan Love, 20 straight completions, and just like incredible, right, on Jordan Love's part. He was hot. He was hitting Kraft cheese, if you like him. He had a monster game. So we're talking tight ends, Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft, 2 touchdowns.
Tucker Kraft's having a good year.
So by the way, fantasy football wise, Tucker Kraft's a monster. Like he had the most receiving yards of any tight end or receiver this week, 2 touchdowns, and the Packers are looking for him, Hulk. This isn't like it's not a fluke. Jordan Love is looking for Tucker Kraft. And I've now heard some people analysts say that Jordan Love's in the MVP conversation. I would actually say that he's not yet. I mean, I know what they're saying.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't like you and I are on the same page. I think we like Jordan Love.
I'll say he's on the edge.
Yeah, so he's in maybe the top 10.
We got to see more. I think
he's in the top 10, but he's not the MVP, right? Like Jonathan Taylor is special. Indiana Jones, I think, has done some special things. Jordan Love's in the top 10 though. So Packers fans that are listening, hey, we're still like we're liking Jordan Love, right? Josh Jacobs is second in the NFL in rushing touchdowns behind Jonathan Taylor. I can't complain about that. He's a bell cow. We have good receivers. Christian Watson came back, had a good game. He blocks. He's a vertical threat. And he's the guy, he's like 6'4". He came back from a torn ACL. And he had a nice vertical post route that Jordan Love threw him basically from 40 yards out. He was rolling to the right, Hulk, and threw it left, hard left over the post. And it's like, that throw is incredibly hard, one. Christian Watson is 6'4" and very fast. So there's not many guys that would have been as open as he was. So actually, I'm thinking now Christian Watson is that guy that's going to open up the the offense a little bit. Fair, like he is going to be kind of what you guys have with you have some vertical threats on your team, right? You have Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, Pittman, maybe more of a possession guy, but still, I mean, he can make some big
Yeah.
plays.
I mean, right now with the Colts, I mean, really our only, I mean, I think Tyler Warren's a vertical threat. Because dude can
Yeah,
just freaking,
yeah, yeah,
for a big guy, dude can freaking get up there and get after the ball.
yeah.
Alec Pierce is a deep threat. He's
He's a
been our
speed
deep
guy,
threat.
right? He's a speed guy.
He's a contested catch guy.
Okay.
Like he just gets downfield and then he just like jumps up and catches the
Yeah.
ball. By
Yeah.
the way, speaking of catches, I'm sorry,
Yes.
I'm kind of steering us away from the Packers. But did you see that Michael Pittman catch?
Yeah, that was sick.
Did you see that
That was
catch?
sick. That
I
was
was
sick.
watching that game and dude was like hugging him and
Yeah,
he like caught it with his bicep.
that was.
He caught the ball and the dude's arm.
I think that was the best catch of the weekend, Hulk. I mean,
Yeah. That might be the best catch of the season.
it was up. I mean, yeah, I saw it actually, and I'm like, one that Jonathan Taylor run up the left sideline was crazy. I thought at
Yeah.
least that Pittman catch was awesome. Um, so what you guys have with the Colts is some special playmakers, is what I would like. They just do that stuff, right? Like you're coming to expect it now. Christian Watson is kind of that guy to the Packers. So this is his first game in the season. This is probably the best we played on offense, not going to overtime. I get we played the Cowboys. We had some extra time to score more points. But this is probably the best we've played on offense all season, and we were at Pittsburgh. And it's because Christian Watson, man, is 6'4". He's fast as he runs like a 4.34. He's really, really fast, dude, and he can make plays. So everything was all of a sudden just wide open. And everyone's like, why is Jordan Love looking so good tonight? It's like because he's got a really fast dude that can run up the post route. No one can cover him. That's as simple. Like we talked about, running the ball opens up the pass, right? Well, yeah, but also if you have a guy that can run past everyone, that kind of scares every DB in the NFL, right? So what I noticed is, dude, they were just like they had no answers. We had more speed than they could handle. Tucker Kraft was freaking dominating, right? Just getting open whenever he felt like it. I will mention this name too. So Emmanuel Wilson, our backup running back, he had a great game. So he averaged like 5.5 yards a rush, and he was a lightning bolt for us. So the thing with the Colts that I would say is you guys have to inject more guys behind Jonathan Taylor because you're gonna have to save his legs. So what I'm noticing with the Packers, Josh Jacobs is a bell cow, number 2 in the NFL in rushing touchdowns, but they're starting to include the backup running back, Emmanuel Wilson, and it's actually super effective, right? So I think the one thing with the Colts, they have to be careful with Jonathan Taylor, how many carries he's getting, because I like the Packers' plan. I like how they're distributing the ball all over the place, right? Like no one is their number one guy yet. Like Christian Watson's probably their number one receiver, but dude, like Tucker Kraft is getting the ball. Romeo Dobbs is getting the ball. Wicks, Heath, Matthew Golden, our rookie. Savion Williams had his first touchdown of the year. Emmanuel Wilson. So that's what I love about the Packers, Hulk, is there's 7 to 8 guys that you're like, we got to cover every one of these guys. Like they're all dangerous. And they also protect the quarterback really well. 0 sacks last night. Same as Daniel Jones. Is we're getting protection now. We have an offensive line that's solidified. And then my guy.
Micah.
Woo! That's
Micah
all. That's all
Parsons.
I got to say about that guy. He's eating, baby. He's eating.
Yeah.
He's
Micah
special.
Parsons.
He's special.
He's starting to make an impact.
Oh, dude, he's made an impact from week 1. And I think, the
Yeah.
the defense for the Packers, and how many times do I say it? It's a freaking over the top. It's the vertical ball. It's the quarterback just says, you know what, I'm just going to throw it up. And it's given us some grief, man. And it's very annoying. So I need a cornerback for the Packers to turn around and catch the interception. That's literally all it is, dude. Like we have not done that all season. And I'm watching these other games. Actually, the Chiefs game tonight. The corner for the Commanders makes an incredible play on a fade route, gets a great interception, So I need the Packers corners to start doing that kind of stuff, dude. I just need those guys to improve because Micah Parsons can be great and special and all these things. But you know what? Like, if the quarterback just gets the ball and just heaves it up, you know what I mean? Like, we can't get to the quarterback in 1 second. So, well, those corners, they have to make plays. They have to be able to turn their heads and make a play on the ball. And that's really I'm a little disgruntled on that side of it. Other than that, what else can I complain about? It's like we kind of took it to the Steelers, man. Like, second half, we controlled everything. Everything in that game we controlled. Um, and it kind of shows me we could be like the Colts, but we haven't played like it yet, right? Like, we haven't done it for a whole game. And so the Colts have clearly shown themselves over and over and over every game that they're the number one team in the NFL. The Packers are in the top five because they only have one loss and they score points and they play defense. The Lions are probably in that top five. The Bills are on the edge. And then you got to kind of put like Seahawks and some of these other teams in that same conversation. But yeah, right now it's like, I don't know. The Colts have clearly pulled away from even, to me, the Packers are the only other one-loss team. They're just not on the same level. So there's one elite team right now, and I know, hey, it's 7 or 8 games in the season, but we got to say that, man. Like, it's just the Colts have played complete games. They've been able to score consistently. The Packers have not been consistently dominant. The Bills have not been consistently dominant. The Chiefs have not been consistently dominant. Go down the list of all these other teams we like. They've all had issues, right? Like, it's all been like, yeah, they're pretty good, but they don't play perfect all the time, and they have bad quarters. And here's a weakness. So yeah, I guess that's my official breakdown. Is I think the Colts are that team. I think they're special. Everything could change in a week or two. But right now, today, I'm just saying what I know today. And the Colts are the best team in the NFL. And I, from a Packers Bills fan, an analyst or whatever, like, I really just, that's what I see. I think it's pretty clear. I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah, I think that's not up for debate. The Colts are the best team. If the season ended today, they're the best team. But obviously, we're only halfway through the season. It's a long season. Things can change in a matter of weeks.
Let's hope not.
Every
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. I hope not, because now they got my hopes up. So if they're gonna wait till the end of the season to disappoint me, that's gonna suck for me. I would have rather them just sucked from the
Yeah,
get go than to
I get you. I get
come
you.
out 7-1 and then lose 9 games in a row and miss the playoffs. That would suck. But
That'd be wild, bro. That'd be wild. No,
but
man, they're that team, Hulk. They're that team right
yeah,
now. So
right now they
it's
are. But yeah, I know you were saying, we gotta, I agree. I don't want to mismanage Jonathan Taylor.
yeah,
Maybe how the Eagles potentially were mismanaging him. But I think we're doing a good job. And I mean, the thing that's honestly surprising is you look at like the yards and the touchdowns, and you're like, man, Jonathan Taylor must be getting a lot of touches, but
yeah,
he's really not getting that many touches. He's just doing all that in like 10 carries.
yeah,
Give him the ball 10 times, and he gets 3 touchdowns and 150 yards rushing in a football
yeah.
game. So I think we are doing a good job balancing the run and the pass. We got some guys. We got Abdullah.
Yeah.
We got Goodson. We got Giddens. We got other running backs
Yeah.
that can kind of come in and like take over the load a little bit. Give Jonathan Taylor a break.
I like
Save his legs.
I
But
like Goodson for 6 to 7 carries a game. He's an Iowa kid. I remember I love watching him when he was with the Hawkeyes. He's a freaking beast. I love that kid.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and he got cut from the Packers. Did you know that? So he was on the Packers, I think, 3 years ago, and I thought he played great in the preseason. They cut him, so you can thank the Packers for that one, Hulkster. They cut your boy Goodson and said, "Here, Colts, you take him." You know what I'm saying?
let's go.
Here, let's.
Yeah,
So Jonathan Taylor's getting the most carries in the NFL, right, so far.
I believe so.
But he's
He's
really
he.
He's handling it well. So what you're saying is you
Yeah,
feel like he's handling it well. Yeah, that's the only thing is like, man,
yeah,
what a stat that I saw, and this is not Jonathan Taylor. It was Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey has it was like 47% of the total offense of the 49ers through 7 games. Hulk, think about that. And I'm like, we know Christian McCaffrey's past history of injuries, and all the things that he struggled with. We're putting 47 to 50% of the offense on his back, right? The only thing that I'm going to say with Jonathan Taylor is, let's say, a team says, hey, we're just shutting down Jonathan Taylor. Dude's going to get 50 yards rushing. We don't care. Can the
yeah.
Colts, and that's what's going to start happening. Teams are going to start stacking the box. They're going to say, you screw it. The Chiefs, for example, they'll play
It's
cover
not going to
zero.
work. I
I
can tell
think
you it's not going to work, and this
I,
is why it's not going to
I
work
think you're
because
right.
they're going to start stacking the box, and then all of a sudden Daniel Dimes is going to be going yard
No,
to
no,
Alec Pierce,
I think so.
Pittman, Tyler Warren. So teams can't like. That's the thing. It's like that's what's so great about having an elite running back like Jonathan Taylor
Yeah,
is teams can't stack the box because if they stack, because we also got Tyler Warren, we
yeah,
also got Michael Pittman, we also got all these other guys. It's like they have to play a balanced defense, which means all of our guys get to eat.
yeah.
All of them get to eat. They're not going to be able to stack the box just to shut down one guy because we have talent all over. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think stacking the box is going to work.
I think, when do you play the Chiefs? When is that game?
That's a little bit from now.
Yeah,
We play the Steelers next week.
Steelers. Yeah,
Then we go to Berlin to play the Falcons,
yeah.
and then I think the week after that we play the Chiefs.
Okay, okay. So there's a few weeks.
So it's a few weeks away. We might even have a bye week in between there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they haven't had a bye.
Yeah,
I so that's
yeah, I
that's
think we
the
do.
that's the interesting thing to me. So Spagnuolo of the Chiefs, I think he'll be the first coach that the Colts face that's going to say, "I'm blitzing the hell out of you guys, and let's
Yeah,
see what Daniel Jones can do." And I'm not here to say he won't do well, but I think the Chiefs are the first team that you guys will face that's going to say, "I'm bringing the heat. Beat me over the top. I dare you." And that's what the Chiefs do, and that's why they are tough. Is sometimes that's why Josh Allen's had monster games against the Chiefs because they freaking throw the house at him, and he beats them. Like, Josh Allen is really good, and he can beat the blitz, and he can run all over the place and make plays. But Spagnuolo of the Chiefs, man, that guy brings the blitzes and plays cover zero, and he doesn't care. Like, they will get up in your face, play press man. That is the game that I'm circling for the Bills and the Colts. I want to see what both teams do against the Heat, against some pressure. I think Jonathan Taylor will do great no matter what. It's just whether a team, and this is how defenses work, at least when I'm watching some of these games, it feels like some teams are playing back in the shell, and they're just like, hey, you guys can run for 6 yards a pop, but we don't want you to beat us over the top with vertical throws with Alec Pierce and Downs and all these guys. I'm wondering when a team's going to say, we're reversing that. We're going to stack the box and we're going to make Daniel Jones beat us. And the Rams, I mean, maybe they did that a little bit, the Rams, but I think a team like the Chiefs is really going to do that, man. They're gonna bring the blitzes. They're gonna say, screw it, we're playing cover man, we're playing cover zero man. And I think it'd be so fun if Daniel Jones goes crazy in that game, man. Throws for 4 touchdowns and proves to everyone what he is. I think that's the real, and this is obvious, but if they beat the Chiefs and they do it handily, that's kind of your moment, right? Daniel Jones, like, okay, they tried to take Jonathan Taylor away. They're forcing Daniel Jones, Daniel Dimes to do all the work. That's going to be the first fun thing that that's what I'm looking for with the Colts. I think they beat the crap out of teams, and I think that's worthy of us saying they're the number one team in the NFL. But yeah, let's say the Bills beat the Chiefs next week, and Josh Allen plays well. I would want to look for, okay, does Daniel Jones go in there and does he do the same thing, right? And that's all I would ask. Like, I can't ask for much more than they've done already this year. I think they're really good. And for the Packers, I want to see the Packers go to Detroit, and I also want them to play against the Eagles because they play the Eagles in 2 weeks. I need to see the Packers, like, I need to see them do something great against the Eagles. It's like I can't crown them elite yet, right? I've said they're going to the Super Bowl. I think they're progressing. I think they're getting better. It's just like you got to be able to see it on the field. You have to be able to see the progression against these good teams. So I have to see it personally for the Packers against the Eagles in 2 weeks. I think you're saying you're really excited maybe for the Colts to beat the Chiefs and show them what they're made of. And then I got the Bills. They have to beat the Chiefs and show us what they got. That's where I'm at with those three teams. Just show us what you got against these elites.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm at the point right now where it's like, I think once we beat the Chiefs, like people got to stop having doubts on this team. Like as soon as we beat the Chiefs, I mean, there shouldn't be any doubt that the Colts are for real. I mean, there shouldn't be any doubt right now. They're 7-1. They're crushing these teams, but like I think the Chiefs are going to be our biggest statement win if we can go out and beat them. And I really don't think if they do bring the house call on every play to try to take away the run, I just don't think it's going to work. I think especially like with Tyler, like I think Tyler Warren, if they do that, is going to have a monster game
Yeah, agreed.
because
I agree. I think
like
Spagnola, that's what he does. And sometimes it
yeah,
doesn't work. It goes very poorly for him. Like the Super
yeah,
Bowl last year, it did not go well. Jalen
no.
Hurts he had a great game. And
And the
that could
blitz didn't
be
take away their run. Saquon still had a monster
it's
game.
yeah, so like the Chiefs, sometimes it works great, man. Sometimes they get sliced up because of all the blitzing they do and the cover zero man and sometimes it's like it causes havoc though. So I've seen it enough with the Bills. Like Josh Allen is one of the few guys that does so well against the blitz. Because he can run around, he can throw it, he can get vertical, he can do all these things. And I think Daniel Jones, people don't remember, like he can run really well, right? Like he's actually really fast. He's really athletic. And that's why I've always liked Daniel Jones, and he was a high draft pick. I think it's because of his mobility. That's he's similar to Josh Allen in that way. He can move around, right? If they blitz him, he can run out to the right or left. He can make plays. So I think you're right. I think they're going to struggle to contain Daniel Jones, the Chiefs. That is. So I think they're going to try to blitz the crap out of him because some of these teams in the NFL they just sit back. They just sit back in zone. They kind of let teams pick them apart. I'm telling you right now, the Chiefs are not going to do that. They're going to come in his face and try to get him. But I think the Colts are that team, man. I think they're special. But I
Yeah, I think
want
the
the
Chiefs are in for a. Sorry, I think the Chiefs are in. If they try to do that, I think they're going to have a tough challenge because not only is Daniel Jones mobile. I mean, like I said, we have the best O line in the league right now, so
yeah.
it's going to be tough to put pressure. I think like they
We
can
got
bring everybody,
we got to circle that game, Hulk.
but
That's the game, baby. I want to see that game,
yeah,
and I want to see the Colts win by 40. Like do something crazy, like just freaking wipe the floor with the Chiefs. I got to have the Bills beat them first. I,
yeah.
I got to have the Bills beat them first.
Like
But
quite
yeah,
honestly, if the Colts beat the Chiefs by 40, they're the Super Bowl favorites. Like they're the
I
clear number one
it
team
could
in the
happen.
NFL.
Hey, you remember that Super Bowl last year? The Eagles wiped the floor with the Chiefs. I don't know, man. Like, can the Colts do that? I'm not saying they're going to win by 40, but like I'm telling you, if the Chiefs don't respect their offense, it could get nasty. Like it could get nasty over there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If that coach brings all these blitzes and says, screw it, I'm going to make Daniel Jones beat us, and Daniel Jones can beat you, like that could be ugly. So I just very, very interesting. I know this is very it's speculation at this point, but I'm looking forward to that game. Right? Like I already know the Colts are really good, but I want to see them put it on the Chiefs. Right? Like I just want to see them do it and just like and have fun. Right? Just kind
yeah.
of Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, all those boys.
They should
Um,
move that. They should move that game to a prime time
it's
slot.
got to be. It's got to be.
They
That's
got to
gonna
move that. That's gonna be like a Sunday night game.
What time is it? Is it a day game right now?
It's not a like I said, the Colts only have one primetime game on their schedule, and it's like one of the last weeks of the season
Dude, that's
on Monday
terrible.
night.
That's terrible. No, we can't have. Let's see here. They got to move that game because that's an incredible
Yeah,
matchup.
right now it's a noon game
There's no
on
freaking way that's a
Sunday.
noon game, man.
Yeah, it's a noon game
I
right
mean,
now.
it's pretty much looking okay. The Colts are going to be 9-1 going against the Chiefs,
Yeah,
and that game has to be shifted. And another game, I mean, you already said this, but I really am interested in that Colts Seahawks game too. There's just some fun games coming up, man. I think the Colts are already proving they're great, but yeah, it's like
yeah,
that Chiefs game and then that Seahawks game. We'll see. We'll see the Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor show, and people will finally know, like, oh, this team's legit, man. Well, the Packers, so the Packers have already had 3 night games, Hulk. The Colts have
yeah.
gotten no national meet. Like, I'm sorry, they haven't gotten national attention yet because they're not on national TV. Is that fair? Like, they're not on ESPN tonight. They're not
No,
on NBC. They're not
no.
on Thursday Night Football. So, that's what's crazy is like this team is so good and the national media doesn't seem to care. So, like, the Packers are on those games, the Bills are on those games. You know what I mean? Like the Chiefs, obviously, they're always on these games. So I want to see the Colts in these big matchups, and I want to see it on national TV, and I want to see what they got. So that's actually what's annoying me is like I want to see the Colts play more. They're not on
Yeah,
TV most of the time, dude. Like, so like it's crazy. I have to watch like replays of their games, or just look at
yeah.
stats and replay. You know what I mean? But
So it's a week. Our bye week is week 11. So
week 11, okay,
we'll be coming off our bye week. And the primetime game that week right now is Tampa and the Rams.
okay, dang it.
That's
They're
the
probably not
primetime
gonna
game.
they're probably not gonna shift that one, but
Maybe they can do a double header.
yeah, I mean,
Move us into the like the Monday time slot or the Thursday time slot. The Thursday time slot is Buffalo and Houston.
okay,
That's
okay,
not going to be a good game. Buffalo's
yeah.
probably going to crush Houston.
So the Colts would be 9-1. The Chiefs would probably be.
Whatever, they're 3-3 right now, right? Or 4-3.
I think they just pull the 5-3. Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, they just
Um,
won tonight.
they
They
won.
won like
Yeah.
28-7.
Okay. Yeah. So you're looking at a red hot Chiefs versus a red hot Colts. That game's got to be in prime time. So I mean, we gotta send a memo to the NFL. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like
That's going to be week 12, so the Colts will be 11-1. Or
11-1.
10-1. They'll be 10-1, and
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
The Chiefs will be whatever. They'll be no, they'll be 8-3.
8-3. 8-3
Yeah.
potentially. Or
So
7
that
or
the
whatever.
10-1 Colts versus the 8-3 Chiefs. That's got to be a primetime game. Come on.
And if it's not, and it's not going to be on TV for me to watch, I'm going to be pissed off, man. Like
Yeah.
that's what's annoying. Like they got to play these games that people want to see, and the Colts are the team people want to see.
Yeah.
The Packers are already on national TV. Like they're a little bit more known, but like the Colts have to be up there. They
Yeah.
they have to get more recognition. The NFL media has got to start understanding this stuff. Like, dude, it's so annoying. Like, I don't want to watch the
How does a
Dolphins. I don't want to watch the freaking.
how does a 7-1 team not start getting moved into more primetime slots?
I think they should. No, I mean, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, they should be on Sunday Night Football. They should be on Monday Night Football. They should be on prime games. They should be on national TV. And dude, like so far this year, they've barely been on TV, at least in our market. So it's like they're just not getting respect, right? Like they're just no one cares, but I care.
Well, they haven't been
You
they
know,
haven't been on TV at all this season. I don't think you could have seen a single one of their games unless you had Sunday Ticket.
you're right. I think you're right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like I can't watch the Colts unless I watch it on replay or
Yeah.
get YouTube TV or what. It's like that's crazy. They're 7-1. Yeah,
Yeah.
NFL needs to give me what I want. You know what I'm saying, Hulk?
Yeah,
Like
we want to see
we want to see
the 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 Indianapolis Colts.
we want
We
to
want to
see
see
Indiana
Danny
Jones
Dimes.
in the temple of Jim Irsay. You understand me?
Yeah, that's what we want to see.
I'm tired of this crap, but
Give the people what they want. Give the
give the
people what they want.
people what they need.
What they need,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like,
Speaking of Miami, by the way,
yeah,
what the heck? Did
yeah.
you see
I
what they
mean,
did this week?
so
Tua had an awesome game. Where's
I
that been
think
all year?
I think I I think
What
he
the
went
heck,
he
man?
went back in his bag. He went back in his bag. He decided, you know what? I'm
Did
tired of
Tua
this.
remember? Did Tua wake up for that
Yeah,
game and
yeah.
remember that he's supposed to play? He's supposed to be a good
That's what
quarterback.
that's what I'm saying. He went back in his bag from 2022. He said, all right, I've had enough of this." But here's the problem.
He's like, oh yeah, I have elite receivers like Jalen Waddle, like Tyreek Hill,
Yeah,
like
let me throw the ball up there,
I got
bro.
like a really good running back on my team, and like I'm actually pretty good at football.
I'm gonna show up and do something tonight. Is what he said. I mean,
Yeah,
and he called out his. Okay, so the one thing I will say, he called out his whole team the previous week.
yeah,
They lost the next game, but this game that they just played, did Tua's message get clearly sent around the locker room? It must have, because they showed up and they played. We can
yeah,
joke about Tua, but like, did his message clearly get to every guy on that team that you guys got to show up and be accountable? And I think he actually got to those guys. I think Tua, whatever you were saying or doing, it worked. And you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of cool because he called out everyone in the media. Everyone said he was terrible for doing that. But maybe that's what he had to do. Maybe these guys don't care. Maybe there's like whatever, like, I don't care about football, just pay me money. It worked, dude. So they showed up, they played hard, and if
yeah,
the Miami Dolphins do that the rest of the season, you call me crazy,
yeah,
they could maybe make a run at the playoffs because
yeah.
they have a good player with Devon Achan,
Achan, yeah.
Achan, Jalen Waddle. He's really
Tyreek,
good. Tyreek's out for the year; he's
or
hurt.
he's out. Yeah,
But they have Achan, they have Waddle. I think they have enough talent to do something.
yeah.
And it's like,
They shouldn't
dude,
be. They shouldn't be 2-6 or whatever they're at
no,
right now.
dude, I don't put it all on Tua either. It's like I think legitimately he was saying this team doesn't care. They don't show up to meetings. They don't listen. They don't take this seriously like they should.
Yeah,
And I think he's spot on, dude. I think he's spot on. And Tua got called out by many people in the media for like that was crazy. He shouldn't have done that. I even said like I don't know, man. Is he losing it a little bit? Um, he must know something I don't because they showed up finally. So it's like he must have known like I better call these guys out in the media because they won't listen to me. They won't show up and do what I'm asking. Um, but the other thing is too, he's probably like my coach is about to get fired if I don't start playing football. So Tua's like, hey, I better show up and do myself a favor because dude, if his head coach gets fired, Tua's gone. That's it. Like he's done with the Dolphins. Head coach is gone. So I think Tua's also just trying to save his own job, right? Like so it's kind of a two-way street, I guess. He's trying to make sure his teammates are accountable, but he probably knows I'm done if my head coach is gone because no one else really cares to have Tua as their quarterback. So um, I don't know, man. I kind of see it both. Like maybe he is a better leader than we're giving him credit for. But if let's say they go on a run, man, and they go 9-8 and almost make the playoffs, I'd say, man, this was the turning point. Just that little thing that he did in the media. It's kind of cool, actually. I think it's one of the few guys in the NFL that would do that. Um, a lot of those guys were pissed off at him, but I don't know, man. Like maybe that's what he needed to do. So um, I'll leave it at that, I guess. And I know you wanted to talk about Scattaboo. You kind of texted about Scattaboo.
yeah. I mentioned Scattaboo just
I
because
missed I missed what happened. Hulk, I didn't see it. So
he it was pretty gnarly. He fucked up his ankle really bad. He's out for the season with a really bad. I think he tore his Achilles, so he's done for the year. Yeah, it's a big blow to to not only your fantasy team but
Yeah.
also the New York
Yeah.
Giants. But
The creatine Caucasians
here
are done.
here's the thing. Here's the thing about Scadaboo though.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna last, dude. I think we've historically seen with running backs that play like he plays, he's not gonna last. He'll be out of the league in like a few years. Like
Yeah.
he's like a kind of guy that actively seeks getting hit. He's not gonna last. He's gonna get hurt. He's
Yeah.
gonna get wore out, and he's just not gonna be able to do that forever. So it's like unless he can stay healthy and have like 3 or 4 good seasons, like
Yeah.
he's just not. I don't think he's gonna last that long.
I love the way he runs, but yeah,
Yeah, it's just not a
it's not
sustainable
a
way.
long-term plan, I would say, but you
Yeah.
know, but I would say this, that guy had a monster few games. Guys get hurt. Jonathan Taylor's been out for seasons. How many seasons, right? 2. I think
Well, he was out. He was out for half a
well,
season because he was holding out.
so one holdout, was he injured one year too? He
He
had
was
an injury
injured.
problem.
He had an injury one of the years. Yeah,
So, dude, it's like the
that was
running
the
backs.
2022 seasons. Were the year that he got hurt and the year that he was holding out,
Gotcha.
and
Gotcha.
then last season he a full year.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but yeah,
I think Scadaboo is that guy that we all love, but we know he's gonna have head problems. I mean, it's like, I love how he runs. I love his physicality. I love him in fantasy football, but yeah, you got to be smarter, right? Like you can't just put your head down and hit people. You're gonna, you're gonna get hurt. But yeah, I love Cam Scadaboo. I think he had a great game actually, even in his short time. He still got me, I think, 10.6 points or something. I didn't watch the game at all. I didn't see the injury. But yeah, I hope for him he comes back strong and he's good for next year. But dude, NFL running backs are getting destroyed this year. I mean, you got freaking all kinds of running backs out for the year. Receivers, same thing. I mean, it's like it's a dangerous position. Let's be honest. Like it's just that's the best way I can put it. It's if you're gonna play NFL running back or receiver, you better be ready because one, you're gonna get one significant injury probably in your career, and you're just gonna take a punishment, man. Like Jonathan Taylor's making it look kind of easy, too easy is what I would say. But it's hard, man. Like it's a hard position. Like he looks great. I think Jonathan Taylor's making it look great. Um, he's exceptionally fast, but he's also like I don't feel like he takes big hits. And maybe that's what you're saying. I think Hulk is like you don't like the Scadaboo takes big hits. I agree. I think you have to be smarter, right? You just got to figure out like how do I survive longer and yeah. So, anyways, that's a rough injury and
you know, Scadaboo is in a class of running back that they're really fun to watch because like that's what people like to see at big hits. But um, in a position where longevity is already not the best in terms of like the positions, because like running backs get hit all the time. Like if you're actively seeking just getting in car accidents every single play, you're just not going to last very long in
yeah,
the NFL.
you're right. Yeah.
I mean, you got to be a special guy, but like even like the guys that were like the best at it, like really like special like kind of guys, you know, guys that come to mind. You know, you think of like Bo Jackson or you know, Marshawn Lynch,
Or
just
the
like
bus, Jerome Bettis.
the bus, yeah, like
Yeah, yeah,
these like bruiser running backs that just want to like crush people.
yeah.
Uh, they just don't last very long. That's just the deal with it. But But yeah, Jonathan Taylor doesn't get hit a lot because he's so fast. Just outruns people.
I agree. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's a special
Yeah.
blend,
The one exception to the rule is Derrick Henry. Dude's a freaking freak.
Yeah.
Absolute freak. But yeah. Um I guess it would be good to mention that the Jets got their first win this week.
Yeah,
You're muted. There you go. Yeah.
Aaron
No, they
Glenn
got you
is
now.
Aaron Glenn is screaming at his guys in the locker room, man, all excited. Yeah, man, that was cool. Hey, you know what? Who was a quarterback to win the game at the end there? I briefly saw some stuff on the Jets. I didn't see the full game. Was it Fields or was it Tyrod Taylor? Did you see Hulk? I
The
didn't see
quarterback
who.
that was on
Yeah,
the field. Well, the
who
quarterback
finished
that
that
was on the
game?
field that won the game was Brees Hall. Their running back won the game.
Brees Hall. Who
Bree,
was it? Was
Brees Hall's
Tyrod
a
Taylor?
Brees Hall is
Was
the running back, but he threw the
yeah,
game-winning
yeah, no,
touchdown pass.
yeah. I saw, but who was the quarterback that was playing at the end of the game? I completely missed the whole game. I saw some Brees Hall stuff.
Uh, I
I,
just
I
saw Brees Hall throwing the game-winning touchdown. Let's
I'm
see.
sorry, I kind of missed on who this like. That was a whole thing with like.
It was Justin Fields.
Oh,
Justin
Fields
Fields.
was in. Fields was in.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like,
Fields has a great game. He had a good game.
there. Okay, great. Like Fields, I enjoy Fields. I don't
Yeah.
get like he continually kind of gets like kind of talked about in a negative fashion. I think he's not a bad player. And in Brees
Yeah.
Hall, sorry, I did see that touchdown throw that he had. But I'm like, good for Justin Fields. Man, he got to win. Aaron Glenn got to win. Um, I just don't think the Jets are a story this year. But Aaron Glenn, if he can be who I think he is, they're going to be better next year. I think they're going to be better, and I think that whole division is getting better. Mike Vrabel with the Patriots, Aaron Glenn is a good coach. I think, full of energy. Um, so I think there's something there, Hulk. I think Aaron Glenn is going to do a good job. I love Dan Campbell. I hate to admit it. He's going to bite your kneecaps off over there in Detroit. I like his. I don't know. I just like his approach. It's like I just like his approach. And I'm not a Lions fan. Obviously, I'm a Packers guy, but I give mad respect to people like that. They go into losing situations and they freaking turn it around, and they do a great job. So Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn comes from the same tree of coaching. I think there's something there. So yeah, the Jets. I think the Jets are going to be a lot better next year. Give them another year of development. I think. I don't want them to be good, but yeah, it's like ugh, they're going to figure some stuff out. Bad year this year, but they're gonna get better. So
Yeah, I think the Jets are gonna turn it around for sure. Um, but yeah, I think this is a good place to stop. I know we said we were gonna go short, but
nah,
we only talked about 4 teams, and we still went an hour and 40 minutes.
and that was fun. I don't know, like
That
hey,
was fun.
right? That was
But
still
yeah,
fun, bro. Like that's how it is.
yeah, no. But yeah, thanks guys for listening. If you made it this far, please like, comment, subscribe if you like what you see. But yeah, this has been the rest period. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week, week 9.
Too easy.
Too easy.